Hi guys, this is Dina from Tarot with Dina, and today I'm talking about 2 decks with keywords on them. I saw both of these at Barnes & Noble a couple of weeks ago, and I was having trouble deciding which one I wanted. They're both very pretty, and this one has like one keyword at the bottom of each card, and I kind of liked the keywords, like the Chariot said movement, you know, the Hanged Man said limbo. I was really liking the feel of the, you know, it's called the Magical Nordic Tarot. I liked the Aurora Borealis in the background. It's by Jayne Wallace. And then this one is the Wandering Star, which I've been seeing a lot online. It's by Kat Pierce. And it didn't have as many pictures on the box, but it does have keywords that are just really small and incorporated into the design. So, I mean, I was torn. I was sitting at the cafe and I was like, which one of these do I want? And I did end up getting both of them. And I'm going to do a walkthrough side by side so that you can see how they compare with each other. So, the Wandering Star, the box has a lid that comes off, and there's a little guidebook inside. And the Magical Nordic Tarot, it has one of these boxes where the side opens and then the book pulls out, which honestly, these boxes look really nice, but they're sort of a hassle to get the cards in and out, especially to get them back in and expect to not damage anything later. But the Magical Nordic Tarot's guidebook is a little bigger. It's full color. The Wandering Star's guidebook is just, it's a little white book. I was just going to walk through both of these decks side by side. Really like the backs of this Magical Nordic Tarot. Here's the back of the Wandering Star. You can see the cardstock is thicker over here. We're quite a bit taller on one side. I do like how colorful this is. It's glossier. This has a more matte feel. Thicker cardstock. So we'll just walk through the cards so that you can see how they compare to each other. The Magical Nordic Tarot is very calming. It has just soothing colors throughout. And the Wandering Star has, you know, sort of a dark background, like, you know, because stars in the sky. So here's the full. Now on this one, the keywords are always down here on a little stripe, so it says New Beginnings. Whereas here, they're worked into the design, and it says Purity, Potential, Risk, Innocence, and Desire. We have the Magician. There's Mastery, or over here, Power, Action, Skill. I like this Magician. I like them both, but I like this one. Here's the High Priestess. I like the black and white cats, like the black and white pillars that the High Priestess traditionally has. The Empress. Here it says Nurture. Here it says Luxury, Beauty, Harmony, Abundance, Grace, Fertility, Love, Nature. On this one, it doesn't seem to have any rhyme or reason to how many words. Like, there's always one word for the keyword on the Magical Nordic. So we have Maturity for the Emperor. On the Wandering Star, we have Law, Order, and that's all the keywords on this card. And some of them have several. They both have an owl. The Hierophant. And they both have knowledge as a keyword. This one also has ritual, ceremony, tradition, structure, knowledge, teacher. The Lovers. The Chariot. The Wandering Star does have a little bit of diversity. The Magical Nordic does seem to have, you know, well, it's Nordic, so it seems to have all white people. There's more diversity in the Wandering Star. Justice. I do like the bear instead of a lion on Justice. That's nice. The Hermit. Very, very different feel to each of these decks. The Wheel of Fortune here on this one, it doesn't depict people at all, but it does have a wheel with the elements inside. And this one has people sitting in a circle. It says fate. Here it says karma, destiny, and then it just repeats karma, destiny, karma. We have strength. This is an especially pretty one. No, this is justice. Oh, okay, so strength and justice. All right. This one, that's why I was confused back here. Because strength and justice had their numbers. Here strength is 11, and here strength is 8. Justice is 8, and justice is 11. So I was actually confused back there. We have the Hanged Man. Death. Temperance. The Devil. This is kind of a unique look at the Devil there. It says desire, obsession, fear, shadow. This one says boundaries. And here this bird is in a cage, but the door is open. The Tower. This one has a dragon coming out of the tower. I don't know what that's about. It says foundation. This one says destruction, enlightenment, release, and then it repeats the same keywords around the other side. This is the Star. This one says wishes. This one says guiding light, inspiration, faith, hope, miracles, and infinite energy. I really like the design on this. It's also the design on the back. I really like that. The colors on this. The Moon. The Sun. So cheerful. Judgment. This one says forgiveness. This one says acceptance, awakening, assessment. The World. I think this is the only card with nudity in this deck, and I don't know if there's nudity in this deck, but it's very minimal if there is. Now they both have some extras. So the Magical Nordic has, it says featuring a specially commissioned card by artist Tracy Emin. I'm not even sure what this is supposed to add to the deck, honestly. It says charity, and it doesn't match the artwork of anything else in the deck. So there's that. In the Wandering Star, there are 2 extra cards. This one's called the Mother Star, and it says yes. This one's called the Creator, and it says no. Which I really liked that because a lot of times people do have a yes or no question, and everyone says, well, you can't ask a yes or no because that's not a good question for tarot. Like, how are you going to answer yes or no? Well, if you draw one of these cards, you're going to have a very strong yes or no. And I also thought, like, you could shuffle the deck and just keep turning them over until one of these comes up if all you wanted was a yes or no question. So now we're going into the Minor Arcana. We're in the Ace of Swords. And here's where they really diverge. The Magical Nordic Tarot did not say on the box, but it is a Pips deck. So it does have keywords, but it doesn't have illustrations. I wish it had said on the box. That might matter to people, you know. This one says difficulties. And this one says decision, choice, and it keeps saying decision and choice all the way around. This is a more Rider-Waite inspired image, and here you just have 2 swords. So 3 of Swords. Again, this one closely follows the Rider-Waite. It says heartbreak, sorrow, grief, and then this one just 3 swords, and it says affairs of the heart. So the 4 of Swords, recuperation, rest, recovery, quiet. I don't mind if a deck is Pips, but it really should say on the box, because the thing is, not everybody reads with Pips, and some people do need more in the image than just 5 swords just sitting there. But at least it's nicely designed. Like each of the suits is color coded. And they have a nice design to them. They're not just thrown on there like I've seen in some decks. The Six of Swords. Again, she's in her boat, and it is very Rider-Waite inspired. It says explore, discovery, moving on. This one says boundaries. I'm not sure what the keywords are related to in this one. Seven of Swords. I like this one. He's stolen a ring or something. The Eight of Swords. Very Rider-Waite. This one says restriction. The Nine of Swords. It says anxiety, worry, anxiety, worry. And here it says mental conflict. So the meaning is similar in both of these, but this one is the illustrated one. The Ten of Swords. Neither of them is too scary in that there's not swords piercing a body, but this one does have that skeleton. It's a little scarier. This one, you know, if you need something soothing, not to frighten people when you turn it over, it just says completion. It has 10 swords in the air. Here we have the Page of Swords. And she has the keywords in her dress. So it says curiosity, intelligence, charm, and ambition. This one says vigilance. The Knight of Swords. Occasionally there's an animal. No real rhyme or reason. There's just sometimes it's an animal instead of a person in this deck. The Queen of Swords. Here she says power. And here it says strength, ambition, truth. And then it repeats those keywords. The King of Swords. We've got structure here, which I would think for the Emperor, but it says it for the King of Swords. And then this one says ambition, power, and influence. The Ace of Wands. And then again, we're going back into the pips. So for the wands, they're just wands, just sort of floating there. Two of Wands. So for the Two of Wands, it's very Rider-Waite. It says plans, partnership, influence, and you see her kind of looking out between the wands. And this just says unity. Three of Wands. And here she's got not bifocals, binoculars. This one says adventure, luck, action. Here we have the Four of Wands. Again, there's some diversity in this one. There's no people anyway, it's just wands. A couple animals again. This says battles. This one says competition, debate, defense. Now I will say, when this deck first came out of its box, these cards were like, they're really glossy and they were sort of stuck. So it would be like kind of push and then peel. Every single card had to be sort of peeled off of the one next to it, which is a little strange. This one says success for the Six of Wands. This one says victory, glory, triumph. Seven of Wands. Eight of Wands. This says communication. This one says good news, travel. Good news, travel. The Nine of Wands. I think in the Minor Arcana that this really is the stronger deck. This one also has nice illustrations when it has illustrations, but this one is illustrated on every card, so I do like that better. The Ten of Wands. It says burden, demands, overload. This one says responsibility. Now we have the Page of Wands. Now in this deck, a lot of the court cards have their eyes closed. I'm not really sure why, but they're just standing there with their eyes closed, sort of meditating or something. It's a very calm, soothing deck. It says innocence. This one says good news, communication. The Queen of Wands. Again, the Queen of Wands has her eyes closed, which seems a little strange. And they seem to have animals assigned to the court cards. So you have bunnies. All of the wands seem to have bunnies with them. She has two. Here we have a more traditional sunflower. I don't see a cat, but there's a sunflower. And this one says creativity, leader, focus. This one says passion. The King of Wands. This one does have the eye open for the King of Wands. I think only 2 of the court cards have their eyes open in this deck. The Ace of Cups. I do like when it's not just when the aces have an illustration and not just a cup floating there. I know this one is pips, so throughout there are just things in the air or whatever, but I do like when they actually illustrate the card. So this one says love, relationship, beginnings. This one says emotions. The 2 of Cups. The cups on this one have that little symbol that's like a compass. I think all of the cups have that. It said on the box there were runic symbols, but there's really only a couple. It doesn't have runes on the cards, but it does occasionally have a little symbol. The 3 of Cups. This one says friendship. This says family, friends, joy, abundance. It's just so much more appealing to see the illustrations than to just see the pips. It really stands out when you look at them side by side. 5 of Cups. This one says hope. Whereas this one says loss, leaving, sorrow. 6 of Cups. Sometimes the keywords are very Rider-Waite-Smith, like it says memories here. And sometimes they don't seem to be. So I'm not sure where the keywords are coming from here. 7 of Cups. This says choices. This one says choice, instinct, passion, extremes. The 8 of Cups. Nine of Cups. She has the cups are in the background behind her head. This says good fortune. This one says happiness, vitality, optimism, joy. The 10 of Cups. The Page of Cups. And this one still very RWS. She's got the little fish coming out of her cup. This one's very meditative and just very calm. It looks like there's bears. So for the cups, there's like a polar bear. There's fish too. We have the Knight of Cups. It says dreamer on this one. Here it says proposal, quest, prospect, pride. Queen of Cups. I really like this one. That's very pretty. It says intuition, compassion, creativity. This one says kindness. And again, she's just sort of sitting there with her eyes closed. I don't know about so many of the cups having their eyes closed, or the court cards having their eyes closed in this deck. It's a little weird. King of Cups. It says understanding. Here it says charismatic, warm-hearted, intuitive, empathetic. The Ace of Pentacles. And again, it's the same symbol that was on the cups. This is, when it says there's runic symbols, it doesn't mean runes. It just means that this symbol, which is like a compass, is on several of the designs. 2 of Pentacles. This says ambition. This one says harmony, balance, and just keeps repeating harmony and balance. 3 of Pentacles. Recognition versus enterprise, success, talent, teaching. 4 of Pentacles. I like that in the 4 of Pentacles, she doesn't look miserly or clutching. She just looks like she's managing her money well, which is how I usually like to read that card. The 5 of Pentacles. Now here we have struggle, hardship, loss, which is very familiar for the 5 of Pentacles, but this says emotional withdrawal. Again, I'm not sure where these keywords come from. Sometimes I understand why they say what they do, and other times I'm like, I'm not sure what that's about. 6 of Pentacles. I mean, at least there's a nice design for the layout of the pips, but I still just strongly prefer the illustrations. And it should have said on the box. 7 of Pentacles. This one says faith. This one says goals, potential, success. And again, I'm not sure why this says faith. And if I'm thinking correctly, like in the top, it says failure for this one. So it's not the top either. It's just random keywords is what it seems like to me. The 8 of Pentacles. This one says opportunities. This one says education, achievement, hard work, results. I like that it's a beekeeper. I like bees. The 9 of Pentacles. This one says gratitude. This one has that woman in her garden that we're used to with her bird. Comfort, accomplishment, prosperity, stability. 10 of Pentacles. A Page of Pentacles. Here again, her eyes are closed. It looks like she has a deer. Let's see if the other ones have deer. Yeah, they have like a reindeer or something with them. This one says new experiences. This one says talent, skill, money. And then there's a random animal. Sometimes there's an animal. So the Knight of Pentacles. This says patience. This one says prosperity, benefits, investment. The Queen of Pentacles. And again, this is the second one where the eyes are open on the court cards. The other ones are all closed. It says growth. This one says loyal, charming, wise, loving. And then finally, the King of Pentacles. Again, his eyes are closed. It says mentor. This one says reliable, visionary, generous. So that was the Magical Nordic Tarot by Jayne Wallace. It's pretty. It really is. This is the Wandering Star Tarot by Kat Pierce. It's illustrated all the way through, so that's nice. This one is very, it's pretty. And it has one keyword, well, new experiences, but that's one concept, patience. I liked that it had one keyword on each thing, because sometimes when we're looking at a card and we see a list of keywords, we're like, but which one is it? Like, how do you read that card if you get, sometimes in books it'll have just, it looks like a dictionary or a thesaurus or something, and it has all these keywords. I liked that this summed it up into one so that you have something to go off of. This one doesn't have too many keywords. It has more than one, change, shift. It has more keywords, but not too many. And they're worked into it. They're not just, splashed across the bottom or something. I mean, they're both very pretty. If you don't mind pips, they're both really nice. If you want the whole Minor Arcana illustrated, the Wandering Star really does come out ahead in that regard. And that they weren't stuck together. And that they didn't have this... Like, the thing about these boxes is that when you're going to go and you're going to put this back in the box, right? The book has to go on one side. Oh, I heard something crunch back there. So you jam that in there, and there's a space for the cards, but there's also a space for them to fall and get sort of jammed up in there. I really wish there was something different for this. The box looks nice on the outside and has more room for illustrations, but like some of these cards end up sliding down in there. Whereas with a box like this, you're not going to have that problem. The cards go in the box, and then the book fits on top of them, and you're not fighting with them, and you know that if you toss this in your bag or something, these cards are staying where they are. These ones are going to shift around, maybe get damaged. It is a pretty box though. So that was my side-by-side comparison. The Magical Nordic Tarot, the Wandering Star Tarot, both very pretty, both with extra cards, and the pips versus illustrated all the way through. So Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye! Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, be sure to subscribe to my channel and ring that bell for notifications. I post new videos every Wednesday.